Hello friends, welcome you all to my channel. This video is part of the playlist Python Beginners Daily Dose, where I try to come up with some useful information on the basics of Python programming and the fundamentals of Python functions and modules from the standard Python library. So this is part 4 on the series of videos on the common path name manipulations, which is present, which is implemented in multiple functions inside the module os.path. So if you have not watched the previous 3 parts, part 1, part 2 and part 3, where I discussed about the function names, expand user, expand vats, split extension, then I highly suggest that you watch also those videos. They will be beneficial to you. In this part 4 video, I will discuss about the 3 functions. The first is the base name, which takes a path argument. The second function is the directory name, which also takes a path argument. And the third one is the common prefix, which takes a sequence of sequence of a list of path. So if you are new to my channel or not yet subscribed, and if you are watching my videos regularly, and if my videos are beneficial to you, then I strongly suggest and request that you please support me by subscribing to my channel, and also do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So let's get started with this video. Okay, so I have my rough notes about the 3 functions that I will discuss in this video on the right hand side, and on the left hand side I have my terminal. I hope they are visible. So I will discuss about the 3 functions: common prefix, base name and directory name. These are all defined inside the path os.path, and this os.path has this module has all functions related to common path name manipulations. They all take path or a file as argument. Okay. So what is common prefix? It takes a sequence of paths. As you can see on the notes on the right hand side, the paths argument is a sequence of path, and where path is a string or a byte. That is, usually it will be if not passed, if the developer, whoever is using this function, if he is using it in a meaningful way, then each path will be some path of a file name or directory from the system where the script is or the Python program is running. So path is a list of or a sequence of path where each path is a string or byte equivalent of the string. Now what it does, it will return the longest prefix path common to all paths in the list of paths. Okay. So while I am discussing it, let's try to understand the functions by actually running some code. So let me first invoke the Python interpreter. Okay. And let me first import the module os.path. Let's say as p. Now let's say I invoke p dot common prefix, and it will take, I'm passing a list. It could also be a tuple or anything else, which is a sequence. It must be a sequence. Now list and tuple are common sequence type in Python. Let's say I am passing some string as path. So let's say I am passing, I will explain with the very basic examples. So let's say the paths is a list of path where each path, let's say the first one is where let's say it's users, Kostov is my home directory, and let's say temp, and let's say the other is users, and let's say root. Now if I run this function in a common prefix, so the path, I'm providing 2 paths where first is /users/Kostov/temp, and the other one is /users/root. Now the longest prefix is definitely /users. So let's see what it returns. So it returns /users/. Now remember that it is returning /users/. Now actually this common prefix, the longest prefix is searched by matching character by character of all path. So basically, it is comparing all the path in the sequence or the list of the paths argument is a list. In this list, it is comparing all the path. That is, each element of this list it will be a path. So it is comparing all the path character by character, and it is finding the longest prefix. Now, one drawback of this function is that if it can return invalid path. It can return invalid path just because it is matching every path character by character. So as you can see in this example, slash user slash cost of slash, it also got slash. So the longest match was slash users slash. After then, the first path has k and the second path has r. That's where the difference occurs, and so the longest prefix was slash users slash. Now, okay, this is fine. This is slash users is no problem. It's a valid directory. Now, let's say if I have, let's say I have another user, let's say Rocky, let's say a very weird username, but let's say Rocky, and I have this slash users slash root. Now this now in this case, the longest prefix will be slash users slash r. Clearly, if you do a simple from common sense, if I try to find the longest match, longest prefix, it will be slash user slash ro. Now clearly slash user slash ro is not a valid path. Quite obviously, most probably this will not be a valid path in the system where this script is running. So this function may return invalid path since it is comparing every path in the list character by character. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Now how this function can be useful. Now if you have a list of path, and if you want to know what is the nearest parent folder, nearest ancestor of all the path name, that I'm not sure whether I am describing it properly or not. The nearest ancestor or the nearest parent folder of all the paths, that could, if you have that kind of necessity or requirement, this function can provide that functionality. So let's say I will for the sake of just discussion and example, this may not, the path may look very odd. Let's say I have a b slash a slash b. Let's say I have c, and then let's say I have a c. Now in these two paths, slash a, the first one is slash a slash b slash c, and the second path is slash a slash c. What is the if you try to visualize the directory structure, the parent folder, the nearest parent folder, if you try to visualize these two paths and draw the tree, directory tree, you will see that the nearest parent folder will be slash a, and this function will indeed return slash a slash. Now let's say if I, in the second path, if it was, let's say slash b slash d slash e, whatever, d and e, then in this case the nearest parent folder would be slash a slash b, and so this function is returning slash a slash b. Now let's say let's try to have some examples. If there is no, what will it return if this function cannot, if there is no common prefix in all the path? What about this? It is returning empty string. What about what about slash b slash b? It will also returning slash. By slash, as you can see, all the path are have at least the longest prefix, common prefix is slash. After that, we differences are happening. So this is returning slash. Now, okay. So if no common prefix is found, let's say I have I'm now let's say I have this. This will now in this I am passing three paths, and the common prefix, all the paths do not have any common prefix. The prefix means a string, a substring of all the path starting from the beginning. So this should return empty because the third path is starting from period. So that's where, and the other two paths are starting from slash. So there is no common path, common prefix. So I hope you got the idea what is meant by longest common prefix. This function returns longest common prefix, but since it is matching comparing all the paths character by character, the result might be an invalid path. So let's take another example. Let's say I have okay. Now let's say the paths are ABC and C, D, and let's say I have the third path AB, C, C, and then F. So it is returning slash A slash B slash C. So if you have a list of paths, and from the list of paths, if you want to know what is the, and if you know that they will indeed have a common parent, and if you want to know the nearest parent of all the path, then this function should give that result. So this is common prefix. Now there are some extreme cases. Now let me okay, I think this function, if this function common prefix, no, I think there is another function common path. I think that function throws a value error in certain cases. If the common path also takes paths, a list of path as an argument, but if that list contains path where one path is absolute and one path is relative, then that function common path throws value error. I think this function common prefix do not throw any value error. It will just return empty string. Okay. But remember that this function can return invalid path because it is matching the path in the list. It is matching or comparing all the paths in the list of or sequence of paths character by character. So one use case I can think of is that if you want to know if you are given a list of folders, if you know and you know that all these paths, I mean a path is ultimately pointing to a file or a directory. All the files and directories provided by the path, they are all coming branching from a common parent that I'm referring as nearest parent or common ancestor. In that case, you can use this function. Okay, that was common prefix. Now, what is? Let's discuss base name. Base name takes a path. Path is a string or a byte equivalent of the string, and it returns the trailing. It returns the name of the trailing directory or file from the given path. So if I do p dot base name, let's say I do slash var slash temp slash. Now remember that there is a little difference between this function, Python function base name, and the Unix program, utility program base name. There is a utility program or command base name in Unix. It also takes a path, but if that Unix command, if you give this input /var/temp/, it will return temp. It will return temp as the base name. But in this case, since the path is ending with a slash, a backward slash, it is ending with it has a trailing slash, this will return empty string. If you remove, if the path, input path does not have a trailing slash, then it will return temp, because the temp is the last file or directory name. It will return temp. Basically, this base name, this this function os.path.basename internally calls the split function, which is also defined in the same module os.path. So, so it will internally call, like this: split and /var/temp. So this will, as you know, let's see what it does. So it is the split returns, the split splits the input path, and it returns creates a pair of two, the first one, the first element of the pair is referred as head, and the second one is known as tail. In this case, tail is temp and head is /var. So basically, the tail will be the name of the trailing file or directory name, and the head will be everything else starting from the beginning. So in this case, the split. So basically, the p.basename will call internally p.split. So when p.basename, when I'm passing /var/temp as input as argument to p.basename, it is calling p.split /var/temp, and the split is returning a pair of two elements, and from the split, the return value of split, it is returning the second element. That is, the split returned a pair where the second element was temp. So basically, the p.basename is returning the second element of the pair returned by p.split. So this is what a basename does. The os.path.basename does. It takes a path as an argument, and it will return the last file name or the directory name. But if the path has a trailing slash, it will return empty string. So let's take another example. Let's say if I do this, let's say hello. So this, and please remember that all these functions do not validate the existence of the path. The path may exist or may not exist. It has nothing to do whether the path exists or not. It will not validate that. Now, if I do this, what will it return? No, why I'm calling split? Let's say I am doing p.basename. So definitely the basename is hello, so it will return hello. Now, if I have added the trailing slash, it will return the empty string. So I hope the basename function is clear. Now the last function is directory name. It is similar to basename. It also takes a path as an argument, but it also internally calls the split function, but it returns the first element. So if I call directory name on the last example, if I invoke this, then it will return /var/temp/ I think slash. No, directory name. Oh, okay, // Why it returned everything? Because not everything. It returned /var/temp / hello, because the input, the path has a trailing slash, and the basename was empty. Or since this directory name will internally call split, let's see what the split is returning. So essentially, the directory name function will call split like this. So, and whatever the split returns, it will return the split will return a pair of two elements, and the directory name will return the first element. So you can see the split is returning the first element as the given path, but not the trailing slash, and the base name is empty. Base name is empty. So that is the reason directory name is returning slash var slash temp slash dot dot slash hello. Okay. Now if I would do this, then definitely now the if I invoke this, now it will return slash var slash temp slash dot dot I think dot dot slash. No, it is not. It is returning dot 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 dot. Okay. Okay. So it is not returning slash var slash temp slash dot dot slash. It is only returning dot dot. Okay. So the directory name is essentially the returning everything in the path from the beginning except the base name. If I call the input, if I invoke the input, that is a path with the base name, whatever that base name will return, that will return the name of the trailing file name or directory. So whatever that is, it will remove that part from the path and it will return the rest. But in the rest, it is not returning the trailing slash. So the function os.path.directory name will never return a trailing slash. Will never return a trailing slash. Now what if I do this? In this case, this is the base name. So the path is slash hello. Definitely the base name is hello. Base name is hello. And now if I call this, if I call split on slash hello, the split should return hello and slash and hello. Let's say if I call split, it is returning slash and hello. Hello is the name of the trailing file or directory. That is the last name of the last file or directory, which is hello, and that hello as the second element of the returned pair, and the first element is the everything in the path from the beginning up to the leading hello. So it's returning slash. Okay. And if I call this with the directory name, what will this return? It is also returning slash. It is returning slash. But you see, when as soon as I give the path as, let's say, var slash hello, now even though the base name will be hello, but a directory name, it is not returning slash var slash. It is returning slash var. So it is removing the trailing slash only when for all those cases except when the last trailing slash is the only slash that it has to return. Meaning, if so, in this slash var slash hello, if you remove the base part, base is hello, the remaining part is slash var slash. Now it is not returning slash var slash, it is returning slash var. So it is removing the trailing slash because it is not the root. It is not the root slash. But when you are invoking this slash hello, the base is hello, the base part is hello, and the everything else is slash. But since everything else slash is the root itself, so it is not removing it. So it is returning slash. So I hope I could give you an insight of how these three functions work. And so all these for the base name and directory name, the path is a string or a byte equivalent of the string. And for the function common prefix, the argument is which is named as paths. It is a sequence of path or list of path, where again each path is a string or a byte. So that is all for this video regarding the common prefix, base name and directory name. there are many other functions left in the module os.path, which I will cover in the upcoming videos. So if this video was beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and once again, please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So until the next video, take care and bye.